Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request from Joseph. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, tier lists, rankings, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. In pretty much any type of video, again, review, re-review, reaction, live stream, commentary, gaming related, whatever the case, feel free. So Joseph wanted me to look into Family Plot, which is the last film Alfred Hitchcock did before he passed away. And I liked Hitchcock. Rear Window would be my favorite of his. I do also like The Birds. North by Northwest I did not mind. I like Saboteur. I don't love every one of his films, but I like a chunk of them. His later stuff, not so much. I did not like Frenzy. I thought that was kind of lame, kind of shitty, to be honest. Pretty boring, in my opinion. But this one I liked. This one, I guess... See, if you're expecting more of a horror, suspense, scary film, it's not that at all. Really, it's comedic. It's much more comedic than you would think. And that's fine, because I thought some of the comedy was rather funny, and the cast in particular is what I liked about this. Because you had Bruce Dern, who I always enjoyed as an actor. Loved him in The Burbs, loved him in Last Man Standing with Bruce Willis. He's been in a lot of stuff. Always good to see Bruce Dern. And not too often has he gotten to be the lead, which is, he truly is the lead in this movie. His girlfriend is played by Barbara Harris. I thought she did fine. Then you have our villains, Karen Black, who would probably be famous for Trilogy of Terror. And then William Devane, an actor who I liked. He was in Rolling Thunder with Tommy Lee Jones, which Quentin Tarantino was a fan of that film. He even had a company for a while called Rolling Thunder Pictures. He was also in this film called The Dark. He was in Hollow Man in a supporting role. William Devane was one of those actors that didn't get to do a whole lot, but I always thought he had such a cool voice, a demeanor to him, that... I kind of wished he would have gone to do more. But Family Plot is the kind of film it is. The last scene is a main character looking at the camera and giving a wink, which is kind of ironic way, maybe a fitting way to end the Hitchcock filmography, because Hitchcock always seemed like he had a twinkle in his eye. He always seemed like he had a bit of sense of humor. When you just looked at the trailers and him introducing the trailers and the way he would talk and have this kind of little humorous slant on things. The setup of the film is you have kind of two stories going on. The one story is Barbara Harris is this psychic, but she's a fake psychic. She's a con woman. And she's talking to this person and saying her dealings and trying to be talking to the other side. And the woman says, well, my sister passed away. And you know what? I know she feels bad that she gave her son away. So I want to be able to find her illegitimate son. And if you could help find my sister's son, I'll give you $10,000. So Barbara Harris gets with her boyfriend, played by Bruce Dern, who's a cab driver, and they're going to try to find this son and get the money. And then in Chuck of the movie is Bruce Dern being an investigator, playing detective, trying to find where this son is. And supposedly he's dead, but then something doesn't add up, because even though he's supposed to be dead, he's supposed to be buried with his family, hence the family plot. But his tombstone looks different from the others, as if this tombstone was put in later, even though they supposedly died at the same time. And just kind of talking to people and trying to track down how this came about, who put this tombstone there, etc., etc. Meanwhile, you have this group of thieves, Karen Black and William Devane, and what they do is that they'll kidnap people, and for a ransom, they'll get these diamonds. So you see Karen Black go in and never talk, be disguised enough to hide most of her face, get to a chopper, get the diamonds, go to a place where you make the exchange of the hostage and get away. And by not giving away her voice, she had like fake hair, all this stuff, able to conceal her identity. And her and William Devane's character is like works at a jewelry, and they have this concoction of kidnapping people, putting them back to get the money, all this stuff. Now, the reason they intersect these stories is because we find out that the illegitimate son is William Devane. So William Devane and Karen Blatt sees that these two are stupid around and thinking, oh, they know that we're crooks. Misunderstandings. So then they try to hire someone to kill our main two characters. They think it's just this other guy trying to kill them, and they don't know that these other people are involved. And it's kind of this back and forth as the movie goes on. So again, what makes the film work is that if you're looking for suspense, if you're looking for tension, that's not this movie. You're going to be very disappointed. But there are some funny bits of dialogue. I thought the banter between Bruce Dern and his woman, Barbara Harris, was good. Him saying lines like, I'm tired of you having me by the crystal balls. Or she wants to have sex and he doesn't. And she goes, what are you saving it for? A rainy day? And he goes, honey, I'm too poop to pop. And just the way they discuss with each other and banter with each other, there's some funny moments in dialogue, at least for me. And then Bruce Dern, he's a very capable actor. I always thought he was. Apparently him and Hitchcock got along well. Joe Dante, if you go on YouTube, he did those trailers from hell where him and other people would commentate on trailers. And on this one, Joe Dante, of course, worked with Bruce Dern in films like The Burbs and talked about how Bruce Dern and Hitchcock loved working with each other. And Hitchcock said, if all actors like Bruce Dern, it'd be a great day. And how Bruce Dern was one of his favorite actors to work with, which is high praise, you know. Hitchcock saying that, and would have been nice to see them do more stuff together, if that's the case. So this is a good showing for Bruce Dern, acting-wise. You have William Devane, Karen Black. I thought they did a good job. I mean, Devane has that certain serious demeanor and voice that fits well for a villainous character, but not camping it up or being over the top. Karen Blatt, she did a good job because she's with the criminal aspect, but when it gets into the needing to off someone, she's not really into that kind of stuff. She ultimately goes along with it, but she's not happy about it. And it was interesting, the mystery of Bruce Dern investigating these tombstones and what's going on and how that's happening. And there's a couple actors I recognize in the supporting cast. One of the people Bruce Dern talks to, I forget his name, but have you ever seen an 80s film called Pulse with Jory Lawrence and Cliff Dion about this electronic pulse? Came out in 1988. The old man who gives the warnings, you're doomed, you're the Crazy Ralph type of character. That guy's in this as one of the people Bruce Dern talks to. Another guy who you find out is actually friends with William Devane's character, and is the guy that is hired by William Devane to kill our two leads. That's Ed Lauter. Ed Lauter, he was in Death Wish 3. He was the police officer who ultimately joins Paul Kersey at the end of The Top and Charles Bronson going down the street shooting bad guys in Death Wish 3. The Top is Ed Lauter. He's been in other stuff, but that's the one I always remember him in. So I'm like, oh, cool, nice to see him in there. And while the film is a bit too long at 2 hours, I don't think it need to be 2 hours long. Like I say, it is meant for more silly comedic. There's not any big set pieces like North by Northwest. The whole airplane scene, one of the more famous scenes, or the finale at Mount Rushmore. There's nothing that extravagant. I would say the only set piece I could think of is when Bruce and Barbara's car, they're driving and they realize the brakes have been cut and they're driving. But it's played more for laughs because Bruce is trying to control it and Barbara's freaking out trying to climb on top of him. And he keeps saying, "Get off of me." And she's like, keeps doing these weird poses. Her legs on his face. And it's much more to be funny. It is not meant to be serious or suspenseful. Take that for what you will. You may like it, you may not. It's goofy, it's silly, but it's the actors for me made it entertaining. Also, I like the music because it's John Williams who did the music, so I had never heard this musical piece before. I mean, John Williams, from Home Alone to Star Wars to Indiana Jones to Jaws, I mean, classic composer, so it was nice to hear this. Thought it fit the film, the nature of the film. One knock against it, it has some god-awful rear screen projection. Like, seriously. Okay, imagine Bruce Dern driving at the front, his woman in the back. Now imagine the camera is facing the back of Bruce Dern. So imagine the camera's facing, there's Bruce Dern's back, and he's looking through his windshield driving. Sometimes he looks back to talk to his woman. You'll see the streetlights. Well, like, imagine you see the streetlights. And they fucking pass by Bruce Dern's face. They pass through his face. Like the reflections of the lights and stuff. Or even like we're going through and you see the windows. And they pass through his head. They pass through his fucking head. I'm like, what is he, a ghost? Is that the twist? He's a ghost? Like the Sixth Sense? Is this the Sixth Sense before his Sixth Sense? He's the Invisible Man? I don't understand how a guy like Hitchcock, so known for his seamless professionalism with a lot of these movies, to have that bad of rear screen and not notice. It's terrible, the rear screen projection in this. Fucking abysmal. I don't get it. At all. That's just me, though, I guess. But it's not me, because other people have mentioned it online, too. It fucking dog shit, rear screen projection. I guess the other problem is that when you get to the finale, it seems really tame and quaint. Spoilers for the ending, spoilers. They survived getting killed by Ed Lauter. They survived their car and not having any more brakes. Then Ed Lauter tries to run them down. By some circumstance, Ed Lauter's car goes off the cliff and to his death. Bruce has got to get back to his cab job. She goes along to investigate and get some info. She finds William Devane, but then she tells him the deal, and he's like, "That's what you're looking for me for?" But unbeknownst to Barbara, William Devane Karen Black had kidnapped another person. She sees that, and for some reason, our bad guys don't kill Barbara. They just drug her. And I'm like, okay, you drugged her, now kill her. Well, don't wait to go to the woods to do it. Well, why don't you do it here? You injected her with a drug, just inject her with poison. There you go. But then I guess there wouldn't be a movie. So, okay. Then Bruce Dern ultimately arrives because his wife had given a memo to someone, or his girl, what, wife, whatever, girlfriend, given a memo to someone to give to Bruce Dern. So he's kind of being stealthy, sees that Devane and Karen Blatt put his woman into this fake brick wall. There's a room behind it. So Bruce goes in. We cut away to the bad guys. They go in to see Barbara Harris's character. She freaks out, pushes them, runs out. Bruce Dern locks the door behind this brick wall. Boom, our bad guys are trapped. And that's pretty much it. There's no big chase scene. There's no big action set piece. There's no big suspense, death, and none of that. So it just again kind of comes off as, that's it. I guess that's it. So that's the feeling kind of came of, oh, okay, that's kind of a weak finale. Compared to Hitchcock's, like The Burrs, they're attacking, and then that one cool last shot where they're just watching the people drive away, or Psycho, the big reveal, or the Mount Rushmore chase scene in North by Northwest. Even Jimmy Stewart, he's in a wheelchair and being attacked by this guy in Rear Window. This is kind of like, okay. I don't know. Felt like there could have been more. Then, on an added note, apparently Barbara really is psychic. Goes into a trance. Bruce Dern's confused, and the bad guys had hidden one of the diamonds in the chandelier, and she's able to find it. And Bruce like, you really are psychic. What? What happened? You found. We're going to get this big reward. All right. So he's calling the police. And Barbara's like happy and looks at the camera and goes. And then the movie's over. So again, kind of a cute moment. And again, kind of a, fitting bit with Hitchcock and such. But overall, again, I liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was entertaining enough. I thought it was one of those things where the actors carried the film fairly well on their shoulders. And the banter some of them had with each other, with the John Williams music, it was a decent enough time. Again, I wish there was a bit more of that suspense you would think of with other Hitchcock films. I wish the ending had a bit more of a pulse to it. And the rear screen projection, was a bit better technically. But overall, I liked it for what it was. I liked it better than Frenzy, which was the last Hitchcock film I saw. And, not up there with The Birds or Rear Window and such, but if you like those actors like Bruce Dern and William Devane, it's worth a look. Especially for Bruce Dern and his banter with his woman. That's some fun dialogue between the two of them, and overall, it got quite a few chuckles out of me. So, with that said, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you guys in the next video.